Hello students, we are preparing ourselves for board examination. I think that you have prepared all the lessons well. Still you are having some sort of fear in your mind whether you are going to get full marks or not. So at this juncture we would like to give you some sort of tips to students. And in that case, that first part I would like to give tips to silver step students. Those who are actually preparing themselves for board examination urgent mode without any prior plan. They have wasted so many number of days. At this time that they feel that to know what we have to prepare, which topic we should prepare, how to get marks. Such a manner they are thinking, so for those students I would like to give some sort of tips. The getting pass mark or 50% or 60% of mark in biozoology part is very, very, very simple. It's very simple. See, you can choose certain topics and you can choose certain questions from those topics. So by which you will be able to get very good marks there. For example, that you know the blueprint well. We discussed it in the previous class. According to blueprint, 2 10 marks questions are taken from the human physiology and third 10 marks question from environmental science, fourth 10 marks question from the applied biology. See, if you feel that the human physiology part is quite tough, it means you can opt environmental science as well as applied biology part to attempt the 10 marks questions. Okay, right, well. See, when you choose the environmental science and applied science questions means there are some set of questions. If you choose those questions, I hope you will be getting those questions in board examination, you will be able to attempt it. For example, when we come to that environmental science, the information given in environmental science part, this is a basic information. Everyone, each citizen should know this basic information. So such a simple information is given there regarding the environmental aspects. So that's why when you read it twice or thrice, it's more than enough. You will be getting the idea and you will be able to answer it. But one thing I tell you here, though it is a general knowledge part, it requires some sort of application type of brain, then only you will be getting correct answer to the question. Often I would say answer to the question. What is the question asked? You answer to the question. Don't come around the matter. You answer to the question. Right. Okay, in this aspect, so that 10 marks questions means you can expect the first one, that is global warming and its effect. Global warming and its effect, it is a well-known fact. Everybody is experiencing this. And the reason for global warming and definition for greenhouse effect and what are greenhouse gases, what are their impacts in the environment, and at last the effects of global warming. There are 12 points given there, be careful. Even how many number of points given the book, so that too you have to prepare the same number, you have to reproduce the same number, that is always better. Right. But the answer is a bit lengthy, doesn't matter. So that since it's very simple, you understand the concept well, so you will be able to answer this answer in a very quick manner. Right. So that global warming and its effect. Right. When we come to the next part, another very important question from this part, ozone hole. Depletion of ozone layer and its impact on plants, animals and human beings. What is ozone depletion? We have to give definition. First time, in which part they observed the depletion of ozone. What are the reasons for that depletion of ozone layer? Next, what are the gases that are attributing for this ozone depletion? and last one the impacts. So such a manner is given there. So I feel that it is a very simple part we will be able to answer. The easiest question means I would say that is global warming one, and another one easy question, this is ozone depletion. Next, another one question, waste management. In the case of waste management, we can see that two types. One is hazardous waste management and another one is non-hazardous waste management. Hazardous waste management, know that in which there are presence of 5 headings. All things are very simple. And for example, that is, if you go for this one, that's first one, that is landfills. It means, so what is given in the book, the same information you have to write in the answer book. You should not write your own stories. You should not write the information that have been collected by you from some other source. Only from the textbook you have to collect the information, you have to write it. Right. Okay, so this is another one part. And next part, the second half of that waste management is non-hazardous waste management. So that is also another one part. So that part you have to prepare well. Okay, next, leaving that one, another one major question, that's very important question, energy crisis and steps to be taken in order to meet the energy requirement. So what is energy crisis? What are steps to be taken to solve that energy crisis problems? So a big list is given there. 8 subheadings are there. So we prepare all those subheadings, particularly what is that power of one particular, source. It means power source, energy source. So you have to mention that one. Right. That's also very simple. So see, these are all very simple questions. When we come to the next another one part, that is also another one very simple part, that is freshwater management. Freshwater crisis, freshwater sources and freshwater management. And among these headings, we can expect the freshwater management is a 10 marks question. Quite often they are asking this one. And very easy, dead easy, that answer is. There are presence of 9 headings, and under one heading, that is rainwater harvesting, one diagram is also given there. You have to draw the diagram. So that when you write the 9 headings with the descriptions, additionally that one diagram, it will definitely fetch you 10 out of 10. Okay. So normally from these questions only that they are asking 10 marks question from this topic. Very rarely, very rarely we can expect other parts also. For example, biodiversity or population and its impact or poverty and its alleviations. So from these topics, very rarely they are asking questions. I hope this time that we can expect questions from this part only, that is waste management, energy crisis, freshwater, global warming and ozone depletion. Okay, right students. Okay, when you prepare these things, you will be able to attempt even the 3 marks as well as 1 marks questions from this topic. Okay, right. I hope that you will be preparing this part well. Okay, right. Now come to that another one lesson, that is applied biology. Applied biology is a lesson which is having vast information. At the same time, when you have interest in study of the characteristics of cattle, fishes and fowls, we can keep this information in your brain easily. See, from the applied biology we can expect a standard set of questions. One is the dairy breeds of cattle, that is characteristics of dairy breeds of cattle, and in which 3 cattle breeds are given above. One is Gir, another one is Sindhi, next one is Jersey. But Jersey is an exotic breed. Indigenous breeds means Gir and Sindhi. So you have to watch the question very keenly, whether they have asked generally dairy breeds or indigenous breeds. If it is indigenous breeds means you need not go for Jersey, you can write only the Sindhi and Gir characteristics. And one more big doubt. Sir, that cattle diagrams are given, Is it necessary to draw the diagram? No, no need. See, the diagrams that are given in boxes, those diagrams not necessary. And that too, in this case, the diagrams of cattle, fishes and fowls, those diagrams are not necessary. Only the information will be more than enough. So, indigenous breeds means you are going to write only 2 paragraphs, that is Sindhi and Gir. It's more than enough. Comfortably, conveniently, you can finish the answer within the stipulated time. You will be getting full marks out of this. Okay, right. Next, another one part, diseases of cattle. So, cattle diseases, that is another one major question, already asked question board examination, repeatedly asked questions. So, that question you can prepare easily. There 3 headings are there. One is contagious, non-contagious, and another one is external and internal parasites. So, under contagious type there are 2 diseases, one bacterial, one viral. Under non-contagious type there are 2 diseases, that is one is constipation and another one is milk fever. In between, internal parasites and external parasites. So, these are the 4 headings you have to write with the descriptions. So, even in this case you will be getting full marks. Right. Next, another one very important question from this topic means that is poultry farming methods. Poultry farming methods, another one very important question, that too very easy. I could see that most of the rural students are easily writing the answers and getting the full marks out of this. And how to select the eggs. Next, that is hatching of eggs by keeping it in incubator. Next, brooding camp. And next, the maintenance of poultry farm. And next, diseases, control of diseases. So, this information given, that just one reading will be more than enough to you. You will be able to reproduce the answer in a very perfect manner. Such a easy topic that one is. So, prepare this part well. And in the case of the fowls, you can see that indigenous fowls given there. Asil, Chittagong, Karagnath and Basra, from which we can expect 3 marks, 1 mark questions. Right. Next, when we go to that second part, that is of applied biology, there you can see the medical instruments. The medical instruments, it means you can see that is a stethoscope, sphygmomanometer, hemocytometer, ECG, CT scanner, endoscopy, autoanalyzer, many things are there. Often we can expect question from the ECG, CT scanner and hemocytometer. So, from this part we can expect. Why don't we expect even stethoscope and sphygmomanometer together as a 10 marks question? So, there is a possibility of asking 2 questions together as a 10 marks question. Why? That even the sphygmomanometer description is a bit lengthy, that we can expect even that alone as a 10 marks question. Oh yes, we can expect. So, prepare that part, particular uses of this one. Okay, so now 10 marks questions we have prepared. Come to the 5 marks. In the previous class, when I was discussing the blueprint, I mentioned in the case of zoology side that if you want to attempt 3 5 marks question means you choose microbiology, immunology and modern genetics. From the immunology lesson, always they are asking compulsory question. So, concentrate that part topic well. Don't leave any part of that lesson. You prepare everything from that lesson. And particularly the questions that are asked, some questions that are asked repeatedly in board examination as compulsory question, no? Prepare those questions well. Particularly immunoglobulin molecule structure, graft rejection, types of graft, and even that is genetic basis of graft. And next another one that is well known topic, that is thymostructure, lymph node structure, and characteristics of acquired immunity. Even why don't that this one, activation of adaptive immunity. So, these are the popular questions given there. So, prepare these questions well and try to understand that answers, then only it is easy to keep the information in your mind. And in the case of microbiology, so that is very simple topic. This one is the contribution of scientists in the field of microbiology. and next that's viral diseases, animal viral culture, and next bacterial genetics, bacterial medium preparation, bacterial disease. Oh, in that case, I would like to say one important point. Recently, they asked one question, that is sexually transmitted bacterial diseases. So it is a 5 marks question actually. 2 diseases are there. So from which we can expect? Okay. When you come to that modern genetics, very simple, the ethics and of cloning, that is very well known question that is. And another one well known question, that case, scope of bioinformatics and proteomics, protein model and uses, and diseases are there. So from that part we can prepare it. So if you are able to attempt the 10 marks and 5 marks, from which you will be able to attempt even 3 marks on 1 marks, almost I feel that 50% of questions. So by which you will be getting comfortably marks from zoology side. So I feel that you will be getting a surprise on getting that result when you score such a good marks from zoology side. Okay, so understand it and prepare it well. I hope students you will be doing it. With the best wishes, I conclude this program. Thank you.